closer to where I wanna be? Is it standing right in front of me? Will anyone out there remember me for the good I've done? Not for my enemies. Oh, I would give my life for another chance to make things right. I've been let down by myself so many times, but I know to runs don't make things right. Let's try to unite. Let's try. I know it's hard. We're on a different path, but there's good in our hearts. There's good in our hearts. On a journey of self-discovery, I've been traveling through galaxies. Couldn't see through the opacity. Made a turn drastically to seek my recovery. Let's try. To unite. Let's try. I know it's hard. We're on a different path, but there's good in our hearts. You know, there's good in our hearts. There's good in our hearts.
All right. Hi, hello, mabuhay. This is Chris Lina, and welcome to Kaysiao Business. It's a unique way for you to advertise your own businesses. It's a more creative way for people to get to know your business. And tonight, we're going to talk about digital, or actually not just digital, graphic design in general. But that's just a tip of the iceberg. But before we go any further, again, I'm Chris Lina, the official host of Kaysiao Online Events. And before anything else, I'd like everyone, or I'd like to invite everyone to first go to kaishao.com or visit kaishao.com. If you haven't done so, this is a way for you to meet the Filipino Chinese community up close and personal. And so, first, thank you to the Kaishao community for at least having me as your main host in these endeavors. Come bandang mga, what do you call this, September, we're gonna resume our online dating services. So stand by and watch out. Kaisha Online Events is gonna post the updates accordingly. So Kaisha kaishao.com is the official website. And also go to facebook.com/kaishao.com and like the page if you haven't done that yet. Kaishao.com, ladies and gentlemen. And one more thing, if you haven't downloaded it yet, and if you're not in yet, I recommend that you download this wonderful app. It's available on the App Store and also on Google Play. It's the wonderful app called Lyka, where you can earn Lyka gems. And tonight, one of you who can guess the business, the actual business, what it's all about, or give a brief description about the business, or yeah, guess what it is really, kung ano yung exact business of our guest tonight. You're gonna have the chance to win Leica gems. Later, we're gonna announce how much or how many gems you're gonna earn. But yeah, it's up for grabs basically. Yeah. So again, Leica gems. We're in partnership with Leica, and if you're on Lyka already, follow kaysiao.com. So, actually, kaka-announce lang sa akin, kakasabi lang sa akin to kanina, kaya I haven't done that yet. I'm gonna do that after this show, right after this show, after we got to know our businessman tonight. But before that, again, reminder to like Kaixiao's page. And if you're watching this live, please, ngayon na, please type in hashtag Kaixiao Live, right? Kaixiao, hashtag Kaixiao Live on the comment section. And if you're going to watch this on replay, hashtag Kaixiao replay, of course, right? Kaixiao Live, hashtag Kaixiao Live. Oh, type it in right now on the comment section. Please, please, please. That helps us a lot in the, what do you call this? In getting to know you guys more. And tell us what you like or what are you looking forward to this 2021. All right. So thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity again. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube, and Facebook page of Kaishao Online Events and kaishao.com. All right, I'm not gonna delay it any further. I'm gonna introduce our businessman. We just met actually, so this everything that you're gonna hear is very impromptu tonight, and we're gonna get to know what it is it about graphic design. So let's all welcome. I don't know much about his credentials. It's more of a secret. I'm gonna get to know him as you get to know him. Right, so it's a total mystery, but I know that I can bring out something or bring out the best. I don't know, bring out the best talaga, no? Jowa. I'm gonna bring out I can highlight what his skills are. We're gonna get to know this guy, but again, you're gonna get a chance to win 100. Is it 100? Mamaya magsasabi sa akin si Ron from Kaixiao. How many what do you call this? How many Leica gems you're gonna earn? So, mamaya. So please do so. Mamaya, malay nyo, mamigay kami just by liking and just by typing a comment in the comment section. So go ahead, interact with us. It's an interactive event then, kaya rin natin ginagawa to live. So yeah, feel free to put in your comments below. So ladies and gentlemen, actually, one thing that I can say about this guy, first impressions, mukha siyang smooth talker. That's all I can say. I'm not sure if that is his business or his role in his business related to that. But ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Alvin Huban. Thank you so much for coming into the show. Kumusta, sir? Smooth
That's
talker talaga,
exactly
no?
what I do. That's exactly what I do. I'm the
Wait,
smooth
smooth talk.
talker.
Oh, all right. So, okay. So, magandang judge of character pala ako kahit pa paano, no? So, yon, smooth talker talaga, no?
I try.
Um, well, you try. Well, at least it had the impact. First impression, nakita na natin, di ba? So, sir, bago ang lahat, kumusta? Kumusta ngayong pandemic, ngayong maulan? Medyo binahanga kami kanina, but how is it right now in
Uh,
where you are?
well, everyone's working from home in my team, and so far wala namang apektado talaga sa bagyo.
Mm-hmm.
Sa mga areas kung saan nakatira. Siguro I have only one guy na nawala ng internet,
Uh-huh.
and that keeps him from doing his graphic design work.
Graphic design. Mamaya, I'm gonna ask you to or to badly describe the
Oh,
business. Mamaya, I know it's gonna be hard kasi I
yeah.
know the idea, or I've seen your website, which we're gonna
Mhm.
show mamaya. But we're gonna give a chance to our viewers para naman at least magkaroon sila ng way to earn like a gems just by watching us or interacting with us. So
Okay.
mamaya, I'm gonna give you a chance for that. So you're working from home, right? Having said that, your job, ito, first clue na yun sa mga watchers natin, his job, although his role in the business is more of smooth talking, so I'm guessing marketing or advertising, perhaps, I don't know. So that part, perhaps, mamaya, it's just a bad guess in my part. I
Mhm.
don't know, honestly. But anyway, graphic design and at home, right? I mean, isa kayo sa mga ano, no, nagta-thrive itong pandemic. Am I correct in saying that?
That's actually very true. So I'm
Very
actually the
true.
business unit head. So I
Business
head the
unit. Okay.
division. Yeah,
All
and
right.
our graphic design
Uh-huh.
work is obviously very global,
Mm-hmm.
and truly during this entire lockdown
Yeah.
since the pandemic, we are one of the very few businesses that flourish actually globally.
Flourish talaga, no? Ang saya lang din dahil, well, at least most of the people na interview na natin, it's our third episode or the
Mhm.
past two, struggle. And talagang kailangan bunuin. And in your case, since it can be done over the internet, palitan lang ng information, right? From the client to, you don't have to be physically there because it's
Mhm.
graphic design. It's unlike a
Mhm.
painting that you have to look at, right? Or that you have to go to
Definitely,
appreciate, right? It's something
definitely.
that thrives over the internet. Can you tell us more and why, or simulan muna natin sa history. How long
Mhm.
have you been in this business?
With the company, with
With the
can
company,
I
yes, yeah.
can I say the company name? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, yes, yeah. Yeah, mamaya na, mamaya na.
Okay. With the company is 6 years old,
The company is six
and
years old. Wow.
yeah, so it's still quite young in
Hmm.
our industry.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, it's still,
Hmm.
and we the design work that we do
Hmm.
is mostly for entertainment.
Mostly for entertainment.
Yes,
Okay.
it
So,
can yeah,
uh, ang lawak nun, ah.
yeah. Keep
Because
them
at this,
guessing.
yeah, true. And at this time, most of the things that are online are entertaining, right? TikTok, there's TikTok, there's social media that
Mhm.
can, in a way, entertain you.
Mhm.
But in your case, I'm guessing this is something. Well, I know the business, but if I
Mhm.
were to guess, this would be something na mas seryoso kaysa sa mga to. Mas
Well,
seryoso sa entertainment,
yeah,
would you say?
it's more interactive.
More interactive. O yan. So
Mhm.
guys, you're gonna have a chance to guess Alvin's business. Again, type it anytime. All right? Anytime na mahulaan mo kung ano to. It's graphic design in general, di ba? But it could be web design, pero
Could
nagbigay na
be.
ng, could be, di ba? Meron ng entertainment factor eh. Basta meron tayong mahit. I know that you guys cater to much business, to a lot of businesses, di ba? Marami kayong mga kinikater na clients, a vast array of clients from small to big ones, and I've seen big ones sa website nyo.
Mhm.
Um,
In fairness,
sure,
mostly two big ones,
mostly
because
the big ones.
the small ones, it's hard to afford what we do for the small ones.
So talagang thrive, I mean flourish nga in your terms, 'di ba? Ang business kasi
It's just that it's different. It's what they offer is for a specific sector of the market.
ah good good
Uh,
good good one. So meaning parang ang kinikater nyo is meant to be the big guns. Kasi the big guys mainly na big players
Correct.
in its
That is
essence,
correct.
'di ba?
That
The
is
big
correct.
players. All right. So guys, again, guess Alvin's business. Anytime, pwede kayo manalo ng, nabanggit na sa akin, na 100 Lyka gems. Yan, 100. Wow, 100 Leica gems, which is convertible to cash. So that's a good thing about Leica, by the way. So for those who are watching, first, hi to Samantha Nicole. Thank you so much for watching. Share this live if you haven't done that yet. Share this so that people can learn from Alvin and how to. If you're into graphic design, then I'm gonna tag my friends actually who's into graphic design. You're gonna get to know this the business all throughout and how to be if your target is the big players. You're gonna learn a lot, I'm sure, because um, the company is big time. Although tama ka naman, no? 6 years is not a lot, but in 6 years a lot can happen din eh.
A lot
People
has
can
happened.
and a lot has happened.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, kwentuhan niyo naman kami, Sir Alvin, about the
Mhm.
start of the business? If you know the history of the business, but first, have you been in the with the business since day one?
Actually, no. Siguro I was
Mm-hmm.
there uh, after
Mm-hmm.
after a year, after
After
a
a
year
year, so
of
at least
of
5 years na
registration.
rin. All
Yeah.
right. 5 years na rin. So, having said that, kwentuhan mo naman kami ng history, at least na experience mo rin. Did you have this role from day one hanggang ngayon? Yeah, tell us more about yung role and the business, please.
Yeah, well, the owners, I mean, I'm here
Yes.
in behalf of Jackie, my boss.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
so her and her brother-in-law,
Mhm.
they come from a very, I guess, uh, humbly successful
Uh-huh.
Chinese Filipino roots. But
Ah.
their roots were actually from traditional businesses.
Mhm.
And so when their generation came, they wanted to tackle something non-traditional, di ba?
Mhm. Okay.
Non-traditional. And of course, growing up, my bosses are younger than me. That's one thing. My bosses are younger than me. They really were enamored with entertainment,
Uh-huh.
especially the digital kind of entertainment.
Digital.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, and the design of graphics, digital
Mhm.
graphics is a very big part of it. And they decided to go for it. They went for broke. They poured in a very good investment, family
Mhm.
investment, to get this started. And I came actually from another studio that was
Mhm.
doing the same kind of graphics work.
Mhm.
And so, when the opportunity came, I asked Jackie, hey, I left that company. Do you have a spot for me there? And she hired me the next day. And so
Mm.
we opened up. I helped reorganize this specific graphic design division
Okay.
that they
Sorry
did.
sorry kung pinapahirapan kita na hindi sabihin agad ah. So,
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, but you know,
challenge na.
yeah, I know. But likes everybody likes what we do, and they think
Mm.
it's very easy to do, but it's actually not. It's very technical
Technical,
and
okay.
very technical. And obviously, since I said earlier that we target the big players, and
Mhm.
these players are all abroad,
Mhm.
so we hardly do any local stuff. Actually, almost never.
Hardly. But
Yeah, almost never.
you've had experience
Of
with the
course, of
local
course.
community.
Well, I mean, oh,
Okay.
definitely. We
Okay.
create some
Uh-huh.
interactive stuff for the local community,
All
but
right.
the bigger part of the business is really targeted outside.
Okay, kasi sila naman na nakaka-afford to begin
Oh
with,
yeah,
right?
that's exactly the point. Sila talaga
'Di ba?
nakaka-afford talaga.
Can you name a couple of companies, local companies that you catered
Hmm.
to na big players then? Yeah. Is it okay lang ba 'yon? Is it legal to say any name? Is it meron bang non-disclosure agreement
For, for, locally, we
locally?
did a
Yeah.
lot. Oh God. Siguro yung pinaka-known na client,
Yeah.
it's a joint venture that we did many years back. It was
Mhm.
GMA7.
GMA7. Ah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm that old. When you say GMA7, ibig sabihin matanda ka na. GMA.
GMA, oo
Yeah.
nga. Ito pa yung may rainbow na yata na ano na logo nila.
Sorry, yun na naalala ko. But we did
Alright.
a small venture with them back
Uh-huh.
in the day.
Nice.
But right now, because our company is part of a small conglomerate of companies, but it's
Uh-huh.
still the same people. one side of our business is dealing right now with
Mm.
someone very famous with a very very famous TV show, and
Yan ah.
he gives away a lot of stuff
Uy.
on a daily basis.
On a
Uh,
daily basis pa.
yeah,
So
yeah,
does that mean that your work is daily? I mean, well, since it's graphic design and graphic
yeah.
stuff, is it something that you have to work on daily or submit daily?
What yung ginagawa namin? Yes, it's definitely.
Uh,
Usually
Definitely.
our projects are very long term, so we submit on a daily basis.
On a daily basis. Okay. All right. So, getting to know about the business. Dahil,
Mhm.
okay, guys, only 10 minutes left para manghula kayo kung ano yung actual, probably Samantha's just naming shows in GMA. But hulaan nyo lang, what exact or ano sa tingin nyo about graphic design? Because graphic design ang lawak niyan, di ba?
Lawak na.
Ang lawak nito, pwedeng para kung saan man. So, anyway, manghula lang kayo and malay nyo manalo kayo ng 100 Leica gems and try to guess ano yung business nila Alvin, or at least that he represents. Now, yun na. So, for those who are watching, having said that, now, eto, you cater to big businesses. How hard is it to maintain a relationship, or do you even maintain a relationship, or do you just have one-off relations with clients?
Oh no, we maintain very very close ties with the client.
Close ties. How
Very close ties.
Alright. Kasi ito first natin dito sa Kaysiao na nagkaroon ng big players ang clients, right? How
Mhm.
important is it for you to maintain, and if you could give a few things that you may have done that you think the company has done to maintain a good relationship with what do you call this, with the clients. But before that, before you answer that, merong ano, may guest si James Marvin. Are we gonna accept this or this one? The first one is website. The second one is animation. Meron na bang close dito?
Yeah, something quite
Meron
close.
na.
Yeah.
Which is it's animation, di ba? Tama ba?
Yes, yes,
It's more
that's.
on animation. So Samantha, congratulations dahil napakalapit nito. Pwede, at least pwede na nating sabihin maya-maya ang business. Congratulations. We're gonna give it to you kasi ang lapit na eh.
Mm,
It's very, very close. It is close to animation but not limited to just animation. Tama,
mm.
no? I mean, I'm
It's
accurate.
actually we actually do animation as well. So
You actually, that's just parang isang platter lang yan ng ano, 'di ba? Isang platter
one of
lang
the
yan.
business lines. One of the
Oo.
business lines. Yeah.
One of the business lines. Isa lang
Yeah.
yan sa mga
It's
ano.
actually yeah, it's actually a big business line. Medyo malaki.
Actually, no? So, ipapakita lang natin muna. The business is Synergy 88 Digital. Ipapakita natin mabilisan lang ang website
Mm,
na ito. So, dito pa lang, you should have been blown away, di ba? 3D stuff, 3D design. Gears of War 4, which I can entirely relate to.
mm,
Witcher 3, which I entirely ito na yung mga big players din na nasasabi
yeah.
natin, di ba?
Mm,
So 3D graphics animation, you also
yeah.
have 2D graphic design, right?
Yes.
And it's, di ba, ayun, napawaw si James Marvin. So having said that, let's go back to the main question kaninang konti. You have big players, you have big
Mm,
clients, very big clients, not just big, but very big clients. So
mm-hmm.
maintaining a relationship, um, how have you done that? Or how have you, I'm sure that you've lost clients before. It's a part of businesses,
Mm.
small or big, I don't know, or probably an inquiry that did not push through, perhaps.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Di
Yeah.
ba? A lot, di ba? So
Mm.
what are the challenges when it comes to maintaining relationships, and what are the easy parts na tingin mo every business should have but hindi nila ginagawa, di ba? What do you think?
What do you think? Well,
Yeah.
since we're dealing with global clients and
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, I was put at the head of the division even back
Mm.
then when I started. I mean, at least Jackie, the family knew
Uh-huh.
that if you're going to deal with global, you better have a very global face and a very
Global
global
face.
voice. Yeah, a very
Uh-huh.
global voice.
Uh-huh.
The the business language, the chosen business language of the world is English.
It's
You
English.
know, yeah, definitely, because if definitely more people speak Chinese around the world, right?
Yep.
But
Mm-hmm.
in business, you have to know how to speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Chinese have to learn English when they're dealing globally. So
Mm-hmm. True.
I guess Jackie knew that she had to put someone that she could place in front of global clients.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
we as Filipinos, you
Mm.
know, we often have that challenge that the impression of the world of other Filipinos is we're only good for certain things like servitude. You know, we're
Serve.
good
Yeah, true. Yeah.
for singing, nursing, being a
Mm-hmm.
mailman, you know,
Mm-hmm.
domestic helpers,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, to claim that we can actually do highly technical graphic design work is a tall
Mm-hmm.
tale. Diba? You need someone to really sell it. And
Ah.
yeah, and that was, I think, a key because for
Mm-hmm.
most other studios that do the things that I do,
Mm-hmm.
most of them come from abroad and they set up
Mm-hmm.
in the Philippines. So it's kind of easy for them because they have that global connection, right? So either they're
Uh-huh.
foreign
True.
or they were brought up in the US or Canada. I'm
Yes.
purely Filipino and I have
Mm-hmm.
the height to prove it. So the only thing tall with me is my voice. so, so that was very important. So I've been on
Uh-huh.
stage and
Uh-huh.
I still surprise people when I say I'm born and bred in the Philippines. I never
Mm.
studied abroad, but I speak this way and I can make you
Mm-hmm.
smile. So let's talk about business. That was,
Nice.
I guess, very, very important. Yeah, we should
Oh.
never, ever forget that no matter what business we're in. Um, I am a proud Filipino. I can speak Tagalog really well. But when
Mm-hmm.
if you decide to do a business which is global, you better sharpen your skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
In speaking English. Don't,
I see.
yeah. So that's very, very important.
I
It's
see. So
it's 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 a weapon.
it's a
Remember, it's a
weapon.
weapon.
Alright.
Yeah.
Underline ko lang because it's something that people can at least in I also see the value in what you mentioned na kung gusto mong mag-reach or maka-reach ng mas malaki or at least man lang makapaglaro sa big players or sa big
Mhm.
game, big playing field, at least know the language. Paano ka nga naman makikipag-communicate
Yeah.
and how paano magta-thrive pang business, right? So it's a
Mhm.
very good insight. It's simple enough, but it's under what do you call this? It's underutilized, right?
It is. It
Um,
is.
di ba?
Mhm.
At least man lang know how to talk to them, and that's something naman to have a wider reach, right?
Yeah.
Know how to speak the language, and
Mhm.
especially ito. I mean, I'm trying to learn Chinese at least if I were to cater to the Chinese community, dapat
Mhm.
meron akong
Dapat.
konting alam, 'di ba? Dapat.
Yes.
Or
Dapat.
sa Visayan or sa Mindanaoan, 'di ba? Jutay kahit na konti lang, 'di ba? Dapat merong alam. So,
Tama ka
having
dyan.
said that, 'di ba? Having said that, gaano na would you say kalaki ang business nyo because or gaano na kalaki yung reach nyo, can you say? Paano
Ah,
measure ba? I would say. But yeah, sorry. Hirap, no?
mahirap, mahirap i-measure, mahirap i-measure.
Mahirap na tanong.
Yeah, it's actually parang dati kasi when they started, sabi ko nga
Yep.
animation. And then
Animation.
when I came, I was a division. So parang nasa
Mm,
isang maliit na umbrella lang kami, sama-sama. But now kasi we learn how to do the business better. We
mhm.
split the business lines apart. So the animation's running on its own. The
Okay.
so I'm running on my own as well.
I see.
So actually, pag tingnan mo kami in terms of numbers, from
Ah,
what we were in 2014 till now,
yes.
actually, mas konti kami. Dahil,
Ka-
dahil sineperate na yung business line.
Ah, so
Uh,
meaning, what do you call this? Yung mga taong to, naging head na ng different heads of businesses. Tama
yeah.
ba? Is that correct?
Sineperate yung mga, like yung, the
Sineperate.
animation group is a totally
Very-
different, under different legal name. Ganun na.
Okay.
So, my own set of
Different legal name
officers.
na rin. But it's
Hmm.
under Synergy 88. Tama ba?
It's under, yeah, the group of companies. It's
The
under the
group
group
of
of companies.
companies.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, ang ganda dahil it still feels one and the same, or it
Mhm.
still feels one business. Parang let's say ano ba, Ayala Malls, 'di ba? Parang I don't know if
Correct.
if
Uh,
it translates well. Pero it feels na iisa pa rin to para sa akin.
yes.
Looking at your website.
Mhm.
Now na alam na natin na Synergy 88, can you
Mhm.
tell us exactly what you do? Ano bang ginagawa ng Synergy 88?
We are primarily a digital entertainment company. So
Digital
my division. So
yeah,
already I said that we do TV animation.
TV.
Yeah, we actually a couple of years back we launched um, the first Japanese inspired animated TV series called Barangay 143.
Mm.
It was fully funded, an entire season, and we worked with TV Asahi of Japan. Why did we
Mhm.
do that? Because we wanted the visual art of that
Mhm.
animated series to be truly Japanese.
Mhm.
It had to be very, very faithful.
Ito
So
yung
with
sa
having a
Netflix 'to?
partner, ngayon na nasa Netflix na.
Nasa Netflix. I
Correct.
see. Okay. Wow.
We first launched it sa GMA.
All right.
Tapos ngayon nasa Netflix na. And now we're producing the second season. So parang imagine, parang we've been doing animation since, I mean, the Philippines has been producing animation since the late 80s. But that
Mhm.
was the first time that someone produced an entire series of animation series. So that's 13 episodes.
True, yeah.
Nobody does that. It took generations before you had a crazy company do that. Yeah. Now,
True.
with what I do video game
Mhm.
development, primarily a lot of 3D art.
Okay.
So that's the kind of graphic design we do.
Mhm.
And 3D art, I mean, we build environments, we build weapons, vehicles, costumes, characters. We
Okay.
fill in the world of we call it the triple A level art, triple A art,
Mhm.
and that's generally serving the console developers. So in my former life, I was servicing primarily this small company called
Mhm.
Sony. So yung PlayStation,
Small.
so yung Sony PlayStation, yun ang una kong natutunan i-serve, specific studio there. But when I joined Synergy, I
Mhm.
decided to go the other way. I decided to go
Okay.
the other direction. So we are the primary studio in the Philippines that works for Microsoft Xbox, and we've
Ooh,
been yeah. So we've been working with Xbox for 6 years already.
6 years. Wow, since
Yeah.
day one. At
No, no.
na-maintain niyo. Ah,
It took me 6 months to land them,
still,
and
'di
yeah.
ba?
So
Oo.
yeah. So we're the first official
Uh-huh.
Microsoft art vendor in the Philippines. So I
Microsoft
think,
Art Vendor.
yep, yep,
Ang
yep.
sayo naman. No, okay, ito, you have your own role sa company,
Mm.
and can you tell us exactly ano ang role ni Alvin Huban sa
Mm.
Synergy 88?
Ako yung well, as business unit head, I'm in charge of uh, definitely finding the clients,
Finding the
uh,
clients, okay.
understanding their requirement,
Mhm.
and then, of course, assembling
Aha.
the team and making sure that the operations run very, very well for
Okay.
each and every team that we have. And
Ah,
and I have to assure the correct delivery of that service day in and day out. And of course, I also have to find the people to work in that team. And
okay.
so yeah,
All
medyo
right. So,
ako punong
yeah,
punong abala, punong abala.
punong abala. Ayun nga eh. I was about to say the word punong abala. So, hindi lang pala marketing, but up to the conception of the team that will transpire the needs of the client, di ba?
Of
Or
course, yes.
that would what you call deliver the needs of the
Yes.
client. Ang ganda ng role kasi you're not just hindi ka hihinto sa paghanap ng client and then bahala na kayo diyan, usap kayo mag-usap ng team, right? Because there are roles like that, 'di ba?
Yeah, there
Um
are. Yeah.
now, a question is, do you have background sa graphic design? I mean,
Me?
primarily sa course, yeah. Tell us.
Absolutely not.
All right. Kasi ganito, how is it how are you finding the right team with your current skill set without
Mhm.
the in-depth knowledge sa graphic design? Yan. Tell us more. Ano yung mga tips mo doon or mga tricks na ginagawa mo doon? Paano mo nako-connect yung needs into your offerings, 'di ba? Usually yan yung ano
Yeah.
'di ba? Yan yung bridge
Mhm.
mo, 'di ba? Yun yung mostly ng ginagawa mo.
Mhm.
From getting clients and then bridging, or here's our capabilities, and then eto
Mhm.
na nga finding the team. Eto, sabi mo, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So, sabi mo since wala kang graphic design knowledge, na-excite lang ako dahil um meron ka, I'm sure meron kang ginagawa eh. Meron kang something na
Mhm.
ginawa or ginagawa to make it happen, basically. How do you do that?
Actually, my background education was liberal arts, so
Wow,
it's
layo ah.
no, it's appreciation. No? So
Well,
it
true.
yeah, so it gives. I guess what the course gives you is good taste, you
Okay, oo
know,
nga
and
naman.
art really. They say that
Uh-huh.
beauty is the eyes of the beholder. So you have to know
Mhm.
when a thing is good and when a thing is beautiful and when a thing is right.
Ah,
It's visual arts. That's what it
vis-
is.
true,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, I wish I had a deeper background, but the rest I gathered in experience. Now, another thing is my family background is actually filmmaking. So we've been doing foreign
Oh.
films in the country since the 80s. Pa. You know, it's always been inbred in me to be on the production side of things, and
Uh-huh.
especially the entertainment side. So I also ran my own company, which was
Mhm.
doing multimedia.
Oh.
Before the internet came, I was
Uh-huh.
already doing that. So I guess I was one of
Mhm.
the trailblazers of using computer graphics in making training materials.
Mhm.
Yeah. So before I came, most of the training materials was mostly on paper,
Uh-huh,
somewhere
true.
on VHS or Betamax tapes. then you hear, then here comes this idiot, offering employee orientation to banks using floppy disks. I remember after 6 months of operation,
Mhm.
parang okay, Alvin, we're gonna use new technology. What's the new technology? From green monitors, our
Mhm.
target clients now will have colored monitors. That was a big thing. Yeah. So dumoble yung floppy disk requirement
Oo.
namin. Dahil colored na.
Grabe. So for naging 2 MB na, no? 2.8 MB na bigla na
Yeah.
1.44 yan eh, right?
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. So, well,
uh,
yun. Then
maganda.
eventually we even designed books. Ang dami namin pinasukan sa,
Nice.
and then we discovered interactive arts, interactive software.
Aha.
After training,
Yeah, maganda.
we were even doing e-learning applications na wala
Mhm.
pa yung e.
Mhm.
We call it distance learning before. So at least I
Business
was
learning.
distance
Distance
learning.
learning.
So
Ah, okay. All right.
a
So ito
lot of
yung
these things I think compounded got me ready for video games.
all
Yeah.
right, I see. Actually, I mean, I can relate when it comes to the modules kasi before sa akin naman yung voice, what do you call this, yung the voice part of it, or the voice instructional design, kasi I also
Mm.
train and nakarelate lang ako dun sa part na gumagawa ka na manual, and nakatulong yung wala ako, I'm a movie fan, so I'm just a
Mm.
fan of narration and kung ano man. So
Mm.
yung pag-narrate lang ng click on the right panel, and yung mga pakikinig lang ng mga ganun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I do kasi I'm also a voice talent din. So, anyway, having said that, ang ganda lang din dahil you've utilized, i-relate ko lang, if you have utilized what you already know, kahit na
Mhm.
wala kang background sa graphic design, technically, I mean, academically, right? Pero meron
Academic.
pala.
Yeah. Meron pala.
Academic. Pero meron, ang galing. We have a lot of questions na nag-pile up sa ating comment section, but I have posted the page or the website or the page, Facebook page. If you haven't done that yet, like nyo na sila, and help them out as well. Synergy 88. And here, sabi nga ni Josh kanina, ang ganda ng drawings, graphic design, to be technical, but thank you. Um, Kailangan ba magaling ka mag-drawing kung nasa animation ka? It's a question na
Definitely.
kailangan talaga.
That's the foundational, the
Foundation.
first foundation that you need. You need to learn how to draw.
You need
Yeah.
to learn how to draw. So,
Mhm.
eto ba yung kasi 'di ba you also handle the team that makes
Mhm.
the what do you call this? That makes the project come alive, right?
Mhm.
Paano mo na-assess yung skill level, or do you already have them in certain boxes na etong taong to, ito yung forte niya, meaning ito diyan ka pumasok dahil ito yung client natin na bago. Meron ka bang ganong mindset?
I mean, again, I've been in this business for over a decade already, so I learned, especially from the
Aha.
people I work with. So I'm
Yeah.
very collaborative. Even when I was new to the business,
Yeah.
I immediately knew how to, because my first job in the video game industry was
Mhm.
actually head of the studio. That's my first job, so I had to learn very quickly. And remember, I was very surprised that there was a
Aha.
video game company or industry in the Philippines. So I had to learn again very, very fast. So I had to bring in the experienced people and to explain to me, what exactly is
Ah,
good. Yeah, and that's what I had
okay.
to learn. And I had to learn it really fast. Yeah.
Okay. Since you know what's good, and kunwari yun nga, you have a wide area of people that syempre hindi naman lahat yan ipapasok mo agad sa isang project, 'di ba?
Hindi
'Di ba?
talaga. Definitely.
Kasi meron ka pang ibang inaabangan, or at least man lang kukuning clients. And of course, iwas burnout ng mga tao.
Mhm.
Right? So anyway, what would be the qualifications of at least someone na kaya mag-take, kasi you've been in the industry now for a long time, right?
Mhm.
Paano mo masasabi na ready na sila for the big players? Kasi bare minimum ang drawing eh. Let's go with the bare minimum sa big field. What do you think?
So definitely, drawing is,
Aha,
kumbaga, the
the
black of
baseline.
tabula rasa. At least
Ah,
everybody obviously needs to know how to draw.
aha.
Honestly, the biggest thing that will convince me that someone is either ready or
Mhm.
almost ready
Okay.
for the big time is actually their body of work or portfolio.
Mhm.
Kailangan may proof na sila, di ba?
Mhm.
And that's what I ask for. Not just a C, madali lang yung CV, but a
Mhm.
body of work. And
Okay.
then right there, you can assess, wow, he
Mhm.
can help us do, if most of his
Mhm.
samples are, kunyari,
Ah.
because remember, most of our clients are North American,
Mhm.
either Canadian or American. So it's
Mhm.
usually Western art. So if their
Okay.
art is Western, and chances
Mhm.
are, Pilipino tayo eh, wala tayong
Mhm.
ginawa, kundi manood ng Hollywood, di
Yeah,
ba?
true
TV
actually.
movie. So pag ganun ang lumalabas naman sa portfolio nila, and
Mhm.
they're very familiar with the software that is
Mhm.
needed. Very
Mhm.
specific ang software namin eh.
Talaga? Okay.
Yeah, very, very specific. At hindi
All right.
libre. Medyo may kamahalan. No? May kamahalan lahat ang gawa namin. Uh,
All right.
and that's when you give them a test. Because,
Mhm.
syempre, you see the portfolio, the next part is how fast can they reproduce their portfolio?
I see. All right. So having said that, if I may recap lang din. So alam mo na sila based on the track record, of course, yung kung magiging almost ready na to, uy, baka kaya na niyang i-take yung challenge nitong
Mhm.
ng big guns or big companies, right?
Yeah,
All right. I see.
definitely.
Ang
Mhm.
ganda dahil since yun nga no, yung portfolio is a very good thing. At least for the aspiring graphic artists, create a good portfolio, right?
Yeah.
'Di ba? That
And the
may
and
help
the
you.
portfolio building starts in school. It starts in school. So if you're still in school and
Mhm.
you're into the visual or graphic design field, start
Uh-huh.
collecting and developing your portfolio.
Yan.
Start.
Okay. And I think ano lang to, I mean, this applies to not only, well, to artists in general, para sa
Yes.
akin
Yeah.
Kasi I related my magic background immediately kasi at least man lang meron ka ng napag-performan. Paano mo masasabing ready ka na mag-perform para dito? Nakarelate lang ako ng slight dun sa portfolio levels that you build it
Mhm.
out as you were learning and yun na nga.
You show
That
up.
helps
It
Ang
does.
ganda ng part yan.
Mhm.
Another question from James Marvin. How do you get clients? New clients, I would say ito. Kasi we talked about maintaining clients
Mhm.
kanina. How about new ones? How do you fish for new ones? I know that's already a big company for you guys to that you're already known and people
Mhm.
clients chase you guys. But if you are to ginagawa nyo pa ba? Yun na muna. Ginagawa nyo pa ba? Naghahanap pa rin ba kayo ng new clients?
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
If
How?
uh,
Sige.
if
Yeah.
you're not constantly looking,
Aha.
that means you're about to close your business. uh,
Oh, okay.
you
Good
need, and
one.
that's when you say looking for a client, especially in video games.
Aha.
Matagal na ligawan yan, hindi yan biglaan.
Oo.
Aminin ko, I mean, when I started in Synergy, there's a lot of
Aha.
the stars aligned for us. Imagine
Mm.
for a 6 month old company to land one of
Mhm.
the biggest deals ever. I mean, a
Mhm.
lot of things aligned. It was really uh, years of work, I guess,
Mhm.
uh, brought us to that point in time that we got to work with a Microsoft Studio.
Mhm.
But for most people, it takes a long time before you will get any contract from the AAA companies for
Mhm.
any Microsoft Studio or Sony Studio. Usually, these people only deal with companies with
Mhm.
years of experience already. So for me, when we started with Synergy, I had to go to as much conferences abroad as
Mhm.
possible. Talagang,
Ah,
yeah, you had to go where the action is. I mean, there was
okay.
only so much you can do with email
Mhm.
and Skype calls back
Mhm.
then. But there's nothing that will beat a handshake. There's nothing that will beat a conversation across the table,
Okay.
even
So,
back then.
important ang physical presence sa paghanap ng client, at least in
Yeah.
your
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Would you say na applicable to sa other businesses? Would you think? Or
Not all businesses.
not
Not all
all, yeah.
businesses. I mean, but because if you need volume contracts, you know,
Mhm.
you can't do face to face all the time.
Mhm.
Ako, minsan lang ako makasign ng contract because I
Okay.
don't need a lot. I don't need a
Mhm.
lot. I just need a few that will last me for years.
Okay. Kasi big
Mhm.
projects talaga to kasi big players, right?
Yeah, yeah. An
And
average
what
games na ginagawa namin is
aha.
average is mga 2.5 or 3 years.
Oh,
Matagal. Matagal
matagal
talaga.
talaga siya. So,
Oo.
having said that, ano yung challenges ng kailangan ng one time big time? What are the versus sa
Ooh.
mga versus sa bultuhan kumbaga na by the numbers sila. In your case, low numbers pero big 'di ba? Big yung return, big projects. Ano yung main challenges nyo?
Oh my God. Ano ba main challenge? Ang dami. One,
Hmm.
it's heavy investment. Medyo mabigat
Heavy.
yung capex.
Okay.
Capex in terms of, well, of course, office space,
Aha.
computers, hardware, software. Hindi
Aha.
biro yung mga gamit namin. It's a lot of
Aha.
investment. And then obviously, finding and training people comes at a huge cost. So you can
Okay.
imagine when we started, I started hiring
Aha.
top end artists for 3D na medyo
Mhm.
maganda yung salary talaga. Pero
Mhm.
wala pa kaming kliyente, di ba? So the
Mhm.
company had to carry that for a few months and pay
Mhm.
for all those salaries and overheads. And then we just praying to God that we would get a good client as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Ganun naman, di ba? And
Okay.
fortunately we did. And fortunately we did. Di ba?
I see.
Fortunately we did. And then the rest, a lot of the other things, it came through
Mhm.
um, because of our first client, our
I
first
see.
big client. Maraming kumbaga referrals na lang.
Okay. Kasi maganda, I mean, nag-produce naman kayo ng quality work
Of
Eh,
course.
And then, well, yun nga, kaya nandito kayo ngayon, di ba?
Uh,
Um, So having said that, tama ba kung if I understand it, mabigat talaga sa simula.
Yeah.
Talagang you have to build it from, well, yun nga, malaki ilalabas, malaki ang, not just money wise, the talent
Mhm.
that you're gonna produce, it should be world class, di ba? Yun yung main challenges, at least ninyo, when you started off, right?
Mhm. Mhm. And
Okay.
remember, we're from the Philippines, pa. We're from the
Ay, oo nga,
Philippines,
no?
and diba? To
Times 50 pa
correct
yung, tama ba?
to correct that to correct that impression na parang a lot of the people I met during
Aha.
that time were surprised with two things. One, that we knew how to do 3D art, 3D graphic design. They were, wow, you're from where? The Philippines. Oh, the place with mangoes. Yes, and you. And then two, oh my God, you guys can speak English? Ay, naku, gusto ko manampal. Yeah.
Mas
So,
magaling kaya kami sa inyo. Joke lang. Pero hindi, 'di ba? Kasi that is something na underutilized nga. I mean, as what you mentioned na second language natin 'to eh, 'di ba?
exactly.
For 'di
Exactly.
ba?
Uh,
Even in the san nga sa south, and in Mindanao, Visayas, mas proficient sila sa English than Filipino or Tagalog.
then Tagalog, yeah, they hate
Yeah,
speaking
right?
Tagalog. English na lang tayo, baka masaksak pa kita. I understand that, yeah.
Di ba?
Oh,
So
I understand.
anyway, yun nga, the underutilized to, that's
Mhm.
probably why people are, or at least the Westerners or the people abroad, may be surprised that we do speak English well. Di
Mhm.
ba?
Mhm.
In fact, better than most most countries, if I may say.
Yes. Yeah,
Di
we're
ba?
forgetting that. Oh, lamang na lamang tayo.
Oo nga, no? So, yun, malaking investment. So, guys, if you are gonna go for a graphic design business, as a
Mhm.
business, mahirap siya because of those things. But probably, because I know a lot of people na, or a lot of talents na freelance sila.
Mhm.
Marami na ring websites ngayon na ano eh, marami na ring websites like Fiverr, that
Mhm.
can 'di ba, that can accommodate freelancers, and eto na nga meron ding track record na mapapakita nila yung gawa nila, and they can charge high then as
Mhm.
freelancers. They don't even
Correct.
wala na kailangan mamagitan, si Fiverr na lang.
Mhm.
And having said that, is it, ano ba, are you guys affected by these? Affected ba kayo, or are you that hindi na talaga? Okay. So your business is that big na hindi na na.
No, no, it's big, but in our business, you're
Mhm.
supposed to be highly organized.
Mhm.
So freelancers are not a threat to us. I mean, we have to be highly
Yeah.
organized, not just in terms of team, but also in terms of infrastructure.
Infrastructure then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to build. If when Jackie said let's target AAA,
Uh-huh.
I had to build a studio that was ready for AAA work. Diba?
Okay.
Not only in terms of people, but equipment, infrastructure, security. That's another big thing.
Oh
Most
yeah.
big players are very, very paranoid about security. And that's
Oo nga
something
no.
you cannot really trust to a freelancer.
Ah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Kasi this is ano, let's say a game, 'di ba? For those who don't know,
Mhm.
tama, if tama ang interpretation ko, correct me if I'm wrong, ah. Bawal lumabas ang leaks na 'to. Parang pelikula lang
Absolutely.
din na, 'di ba?
Absolutely.
'Di ba?
Absolutely bawal yan.
Parang
Bawal na
pelikula
bawal.
na bawal ma-spoil. Yun yan eh, 'di
Yes.
ba? Confidential information. So, for those who don't know, at least yung mga clients ng Synergy 88 are that big na they require much, and sabi mo nga, most freelancers cannot afford that at least the infrastructure. That's part of it, 'di ba?
Yeah, it
Logistic
makes no sense for them. Eh. Some it's required. It's
required,
required.
yeah. Which you can produce kasi nga, it's a part of the services that they pay for. Then
Correct.
the security, part yan ng name, if I may say.
Mhm. Mhm.
The brand of Synergy 88. Ang galing, ang dami ko natututunan sa graphic design. And meron pa tayong matanong. Just a few more. Ronald D asks, at least for hiring, are you also part of the hiring committee sa mga artists natin? Or, I don't know, if you know, or if people ask you na, uy, anong business mo, and you say what your business is all about, or the part of your business is all about, do you or do you give them tips as well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
I have to.
So,
I have
all
to.
right. So,
Definitely.
this is actually a question that coincides with that. What advice can you give the young people if they want to do animation?
One, learn how to do animation. Definitely. When I say
Mm-hmm.
learn how to do animation,
Mm-hmm.
um, ideally you go into a
Mm-hmm.
school that will teach you the basics of animation.
Uh-huh.
So, if you go into a course, that means when you apply to me, that you again will have something to show. Di ba? So,
Mm-hmm.
so you graduated from this course or this school. Show me your real. So
Hmm.
dapat maganda yung papakita mo, di ba?
Okay.
Dapat
Nice.
pinaghirapan mo yun. So
Uh-huh.
that's pretty much the first thing that you
Okay.
show me. The second is attitude.
Okay.
Uh,
What about it? Yeah.
well, the attitude. One, you have to
Uh-huh.
learn how to work in a team and take orders.
Okay. I see.
You have to learn how to do that. And when you take orders, especially when you take criticism, you have to
Okay.
be able to handle it well. Do not be a snowflake. No, porket sinabi, mali, medyo mali itong kulay ito, biglang, mali ba yung kulay? Umiiyak ka na. Ay, pinaghirapan ko yung 3 araw, pinapakorek mo sa akin. Eh, ganun,
All
that's
right.
our job. That's our job to
Uh-huh.
get it right. We're not
True.
here to pay, we're not going to pay your salary so that you can
Mm-hmm.
create whatever you want. You
Ah.
have to create according to a plan, according
Mm-hmm.
to a design. You have to work with us, with the
Nice.
clients. Diba? So huwag ka
All right.
ma-offend pag criticize ka or sabing mali
Ah.
ito, please revise. That's our
Uh-huh.
job. That's our
True.
job.
Kasi may standards eh, 'di
Of
ba?
course.
May standards ang company eh, and you have to
Yes.
abide by that. Otherwise, kung yun nga, gusto mo gumawa ka na ng sarili mong company that you have
Gawa
their
ka
own
sarili mo.
standards, 'di
Oo,
ba?
labas mo sa TikTok. Oo.
TikTok talaga na
Ilabas mo
actually.
lang doon.
Or post mo sa Lyka, na ipasa
Tapos
pa
mo sa
natin ang
Lyka. Oo. Maraming choices naman eh. Oo.
maraming choices. And sabi nga ni James, go Lyka. How do you screen applicants, or how does the company screen for applicants?
We usually get a lot of applicants. One, the most important
Hmm.
kind of applicant that we get are those
Mhm.
who are referred.
Referred.
Yeah,
Okay.
yan ang pinakamalakas sa akin. Once someone refers someone to me, it takes utmost attention. Number one
Uh-huh.
priority ka. Because the people I know and who know me know what I do. So it's medyo on the high
Uh-huh.
end of
Yes.
3D design. So when they
Mhm.
refer someone, medyo dapat, kung may kalidad yung ibibigay nila sa akin. So that's number
Mhm.
one. Number two, definitely people um, email us, go to the website, or hit our Facebook. And yeah, that's the best way of communication. But
Mhm.
the if I had magical powers,
Mhm.
I would the best way to enter siguro a game studio or animation studio is
Mhm.
again while you're in school, you
Mhm.
have to make sure that when it comes to the part of school that requires OJT or
Mhm.
internship, that
Yeah.
you already get a spot in one of the studios. That is a virtual
Ah.
guarantee, di ba? Dahil yun, libre yun eh. Swerte ka na lang
Uh-huh.
kung bigyan ka ng allowance.
True.
But even around the world, that's how it's done. On the school level pa lang, they apply as intern to certain companies. And
Ah.
that's your big ticket. That's really your big ticket.
Okay. So guys, if you already are in school, at least for
Mhm.
the applicants or the aspiring applicants, well, create your portfolio well, dun pa lang, and
Yes.
it's a good way. Sa OJT pa lang sulitin nyo na, 'di ba? So yeah, I'm just gonna echo Sir Alvin's words ngayon. Do you have demanding clients, or talagang kaya nyo na rin makipag-haggle that much?
Uh, demanding. Actually, no.
Mhm. Okay.
And that's a that's another thing that I would advise if you're gonna do global business,
Uh-huh.
whether it's in digital arts or
Okay.
anything. Being Filipinos, we're naturally very nice. We're so
Uh-huh.
nice that people step all over us. Okay,
Okay.
because we always say yes.
We
Di ba yun
always
na instinct natin? Can you do this? Can you do Yes!
sure.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Sure. Can you repeat this and revise? Give it to me more. Yes, pero nasa utak naman natin, hindi natin kaya. So that's one thing also you have to learn when you do global
Mhm.
business. Learn when to say no.
Learn when to say
Okay,
no.
so I guess I don't think I've ever really had a difficult client because they know I can say no. Di ba? Hindi ako oo na oo lang.
Ah,
Di ba? So
okay.
again, it has to be part of your package.
Okay.
Mm.
Ang ganda nun. So at least man lang people or Filipinos na yun nga who wants to be in this business or any business, it would help out for you to yun nga learn the language. Part ng language yan, I would say, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Ng business yung how to say no, if I may
Mm.
say. Okay. Um
Mm.
next, do you keep I know that it thrives as well, pero and it has trends. Sumasakay ba
Mm.
kayo or do you go against the flow?
There's actually a lot of resources on the trends. There are trends definitely, and there are changes in styles, there are changes in technology as well, and you have to be very keenly aware of that. Animation trends. Here's a trend which most of you probably haven't noticed.
Mhm.
Now, globally, there's so many forms of entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And kids right now,
Mhm.
they seem to be born with an iPad or a
Aha.
smartphone. Sanay na tayo nun, para yung mga bata, nabibigyan na
Aha.
nun. So, cartoons are everywhere, yan, yan.
Yep.
Because of that fact,
Mhm.
actually, umikli ang attention span ng
Mhm.
kabataan.
True.
Okay? So, dati, for the longest time, an episode of animation, when you say, okay, you produce me an episode of this animation. Okay, so one episode usually is 13 minutes. 13,
1
1
3.
3.
1
1
3. Yep.
3. So parang isipin mo 13 minutes, tapos lalagyan mo ng mga commercials. So that comes
Mhm.
out in TV, lumalabas 30 minutes yan or something, di ba?
Aha. Yep.
Ngayon, siguro mga 5 years ago,
Aha.
nagbago na yung rule. Hindi na 13 minutes. Ngayon hanggang 11 minutes na lang.
Mm.
Umikli. Umikli. So that's a trend that you should know if you're
Okay.
going to animation. Umikli na yung per episode ngayon.
All right. So ang galing, no? Animation, but it still has the psychology factor kasi ako nerd
Oh.
sa psychology. Um ang galing dahil you still study these things at least for you to cope and for you to what do you call this, um not necessarily be afloat pero at least be ahead, if I may say, or
Yes.
in it at magkaroon kayo ng alas kumbaga,
Mm.
knowing the playing field. Ang ganda nito, ah. I
Mhm.
am learning, I'm enjoying because I'm learning a lot naisip kong i-apply should I have my own business. Not graphic design, of course, because but
Mhm.
a different one. This is gold. So guys, if you're watching this and kung wala man kayo sa graphic design, I'm sure na marami kayong nakikita na, uy, pwede sa business ko to. O nga, no? Mapapaisip ka eh. Ang ganda ng mindset mo, Sir Alvin, dahil what do you call this? It's global eh. And it's underrated. If I've
Very underrated.
may uulit-ulitin ko yun, underrated yung mga skill set na to eh, and hindi natin ginagamit. Especially the saying no part, because tayo lang nga, no? Or Asian in general, ang mga mahilig mag yes lang ng yes. Kahit na no na
Mhm.
pala, Japanese, if I'm Japanese culture, dahil they're too nice. Right? Galing.
Mm. So I mean,
Question, yeah,
yeah. Go
sure.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, sabi ni Ronald, what project or portfolio are you most proud of and why? It's a good question. So sa synergy in
Mhm.
your department na lang din. Yeah, what is it?
It has to be Gears of War. It
Gears
has to
of
be Gears of
War.
War. Yeah. Because well, one, it's our anchor, and we've been working at that same
uh,
project with our main team for
uh,
6 years.
nice.
Usually, when you're like me, I'm considered a provider or vendor. Usually, contracts are just 1 year,
Mhm.
2 years. Tapos palit ka na ng kliyente. We haven't stopped work. Tuloy ito,
Mhm.
nagre-renew lang kami every year. And that's rare. That's really rare for a vendor like me. Very,
Mhm.
very rare. And I'm another reason why I'm very proud of this long relationship is we are treated as equals. We feel like a Microsoft employee. The
Okay.
language, the communication that they give us,
All
they're
right.
they really are out to make
Mm,
sure that we learn from every part or every phase of the
mm,
business. When I say, one of my guys is sick, they get
mm.
worried as well. Honestly,
Oh.
worried. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm very proud of
Mm,
working with the Microsoft side of things.
mhm.
They're very good
Nice.
people.
And for those who don't know, Gears of War, not because not everyone who's watching is a gamer. It's a game on Xbox na
Mhm,
kaya Microsoft guys. It's
mhm,
Xbox then. It's a game na number 4 na sa sequel. Kumaga, kung merong Devil May Cry 1 2 3 4, Tekken 1
mhm.
2 3 4, Gears of War hanggang 4 na siya. So,
Actually, hanggang
um,
five na. Five
5
na.
na, meron 5 na. Ang laka. Di ako updated. Pero
That's what
okay,
we
so
just
ganun.
finished.
And yun, kasama rin kayo sa 5,
Yes.
right?
Kaya nga 6 years eh. Nagsimula kami sa
Sa-
4, tapos nag-Gears 5 kami. Tapos ngayon,
Nice.
to
Uh-huh.
whatever the next title is.
Nice. Ang ganda nun. All right, let's go back to the employees or colleagues. Sige, doon na tayo
Mhm.
sa colleagues para mas politically correct. Daming snowflake eh.
Dami
Just
snowflake
kidding.
eh. Hindi mo pwedeng sabing alipin, di ba?
Oo nga eh, no? Doon tayo sa mga alipin eh. Just kidding. Sa, sa mga katrabaho nyo, are you particular with the CV or the degree or talent? Or ano, saan ka mas particular? Nabanggit mo sa portfolio, di ba? But
Mhm.
do you lean towards, kunwari, walang na-refer sa'yo kasi nabanggit mo kanina na mas
Mhm.
prefer mo yung referral kasi alam ng tao yung quality of work nyo. So,
Mhm.
alam na ng tao kung, ay wait, ipapasa ko pa ba itong portfolio na to or hindi na? Kasi hindi siya
Mhm.
pang synergy. But if ever, someone applies, right?
Mhm.
Ano ang particular ka sa track record niya na magugustuhan nyo? Or is it the degree? Or what is it about the talent? Kasi hindi mo man makikita attitude eh, di ba? Ano yung sa talent? Perhaps
Oh,
na
actually,
pipitik sa'yo. Yeah.
nakikita mo attitude. You get it during the interview. Again,
During
you
the, yeah.
go. Yeah, again, it's all about the portfolio. The
Uh-huh.
degree is a good to have, but not a
Good to
requirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
So,
guys, hindi particular sa Synergy 88 sa degree and dun mas more dun sa talent and attitude. Tama ba? Alright.
a good portfolio backed up with
Good portfolio.
the right
And good
talent and attitude. Um,
yan. Good portfolio
the,
back with a right attitude and tama talent.
the talent has to be there. Ito kasi,
Bare
again, when we
minimum eh.
go, when we're talking about games or animation,
Uh-huh.
maraming bata na passionate about it. Diba? They
Okay.
can talk about games and animation day in, day out.
True.
24/7, they can talk about it. But then, when you put them to actual work, that's when you realize that they are 99% passion, 1% skill. Patay ka.
Ay, okay. Oo nga
Dapat
naman.
balance naman, right? Passion. Pero
True.
syempre, you're powering something with your passion. And that's supposed to be hard skills. Diba? Hard
Nice.
skills.
Alright. So daanan na lang natin ang mga comments, ang dami. Do you handle lazy employees? Or have you ever experienced lazy employees?
Yes, we handle them with care. We carry out their dead bodies. And
Ganda. Or how do you prevent laziness? How do you prevent
uh,
it na lang? Sige.
again, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But from where I've been working,
Mhm.
no one's lazy.
No one is lazy. Okay. So, sa mga talented na gustong pumasok sa Synergy 88, one of the perks, walang tatama rin magtrabaho. So, it's that good. So, watch out. Watch out. Yeah,
Again,
sure.
we know how to measure production on a daily basis, and I guess we
Okay.
also get to assign the proper leads. It's really up to
Mm.
the leads to make sure their team, kunyari, weapons team, yan. Ito yung assignment nyo. This is the time budget
I
that's being given.
see.
So it's really up to them. And so far, everybody toes the
So
line.
so maganda ang allocation ng demand and ng supply in its essence,
Dapat.
no?
Dapat.
Dapat. Alright,
Dapat.
ang ganda. Guys, I am learning a lot right now. Wala magiging tamad kung ganun, di ba?
Wala. Either, tamad ka or kamatayan, mamili ka.
Oo nga naman, di ba? Oh, hindi ka susweldo. Pabayad ka pa ng ng ban. May animation daw kaya na romance. Would you know, or is there any?
Wala pa.
Wala pa
Wala pa.
yan. Gears of War nga eh. No, just kidding. Sana magka-animation din si Kaysiao. Oo nga, no? So, Ronald, usap-usap tayo. How many hours of OJT? I guess this is for the schools.
Yeah, okay. Very, very good question.
Yeah.
Ngayon, a lot of the schools offer only 120 hours of OJT. Ngayon, if you break that down, that's like 1 month.
Oo nga eh, no?
Everyone that applies to me and I asked and they answer that I have 120, I just close my phone. Sorry, hindi kayo pwede sa amin. If you only have 120 hours to spare, baka gusto nyo sa service industry. Because in 1 month, those people can teach you how to be a service delivery person in 1 month. What we have to teach you, you have to have at least 5 to 6 months. Kung hindi nyo kaya yun, goodbye. Ganon. And again, hindi sila nagmamayabang. Again, you have to gauge yourself with the rest of the world. Actually, in Europe, it's 1 year.
Wow.
1 year ang internship doon at least. Walang sweldo. Or parang only 15% of the normal wage. Parang ganun lang. It's all in the internship. Especially yung mga
True.
weird jobs, non-traditional jobs like ours.
Non-traditional ones. And investment naman to eh. Diba? You're gonna invest a year to earn gaano ba ka. I mean, looking forward, ano ba yung ma-earn mo? Gauge nyo na rin, guys. So,
if you want to earn Lyka gems, you have to...
ang ganda nun. Pasok. Do you get actors for the animation video or just voice talents?
If you again, you look at Netflix, watch our TV series, yung Barangay 143. Sobrang big time ng mga voice talents namin doon. Magugulat kayo. As in, sobrang big time. That's very, very important, especially sa animation. So, just talking about that, yung Barangay 143, it took us years to produce that. Even to produce the script for that, the exact storyline,
Nice.
That took us years. Hindi mabilisan yun. Talagang
quality work eh.
Quality work, yeah.
Quality work eh. So, I don't know. It doesn't come easy.
Doesn't come easy.
Yeah.
And tignan nyo yung quality. Tignan nyo yung quality.
Panoorin nyo na lang, guys.
Panoorin
nyo na lang. I doubt that para sa akin kasi Gears of War pa lang, blown away na ako. So, everything else, sa akin na. So, I know that you're gonna enjoy it, especially if you're keen into graphic design. Yeah. And yun nga, sa voice actors din. Yeah.
Sure. Just point of correction. I mean, we are part of the Gears of War team. We didn't create the entire game. We're one of the teams. It takes around 500 people to make a people to make a video game.
Oo naman. Baka mag-expect pala sila na Gears of War.
Buo. Naakin lahat yun. Tingnan nyo, credits marami kami. But nandun ang Pilipino.
Sarap. Eto, nasagot na natin kanina to that most of your clients are big players. Ano yung smallest project nyo na ginawa? Just a brief description.
Wala akong maalala.
Small?
Got erased.
Not recently. All right.
Oh my God.
Or how about sa Synergy 88? Not just the animation side. Would you know?
Talaga, mahirap gumawa ng maliit sa... Well, we do... a part of our company, obviously, we produce small games. And an average small game takes around 3 months to build. And you're lucky that if we can only use 3 or 4 people to build that one game. Pero if you think about it, 3 or 4 people with an average salary, with equipment, with software, with kuryente, Kopiko, times 3 months, mahal yun. Di ba? Mahal pa rin yan.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So, I mean, logistics pa lang eh, di ba?
Logistics, operations pa lang. Medyo,
Operations, yeah. Yun pa lang
mm.
eh. Nice advice, sabi ni Kel. Gears of War, natuwa rin siya. Oh, gamer. Most likely,
Mhm.
I see in the profile picture. How many hours does one work? Or do you require them specific hours in a day? Or is it more on progress reports? How do you manage this? Because it's not typically your typical employment, di ba? Sa
Mhm.
mga... But how do you measure what performance, if I may say, or hours of work na rendered
Mhm.
nila sa isang employee? Or do they have to clock in a certain amount of time that is
Definitely,
work?
everybody has a Bundy clock.
Okay.
No, just kidding. Wala kami Bundy.
Akala ko naman
That,
may login yung digital, if ever. Pero
some
yeah,
studios have that.
okay.
But, but
How about you guys?
but for us, we established there's an existing
Mm-hmm.
system or flow already
Flow.
for everyone. And yeah, we don't start work at 8 or 9 a.m. The
Mm-hmm.
usual starting hour for even back in the olden days when there
Mm-hmm.
was no COVID and we were working in a studio,
Yep.
most of the people would start working at around 10 o'clock, 10:30, mga ganon.
Mm-hmm.
In preparation because everybody knows that we have to submit our work to the client at a
Mm-hmm.
certain time.
Okay.
Dapat before 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. na-upload na
Mm-hmm.
yan. So that means you have to give your work by 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's already an established pattern. So
Mm-hmm.
most of the people work according to that system. Now, rarely there are some people who choose to arrive very, very early. And so,
Okay.
okay lang. No, start early, you submit early, doesn't matter to us. Di ba? As long as
Deliver.
you you deliver at EOD or end of day,
End of day, yeah.
uh, it's fine with us. And
Nice.
so
Okay.
nakukuha na naman.
All
And
right.
again, napapansin niya ng mga leads. Dahil
Okay.
syempre
Okay.
may tinatanong niyo, oy, nagsabit naman. Ganun lang naman.
All right.
Ganun lang.
So, basta, hindi naman din madali, di ba? So, maglalaks ka, ikaw rin ang hindi makakapag-deliver, di ba? So,
Yeah, yeah,
di ba?
definitely.
Yun
And
yung
and
ano
then,
kasi. Yep, sorry, go
ito
ahead.
pa yan,
Sure.
realistically, we're paid for 8 hours of work in a day. But again,
Mm-hmm.
realistically, if you drill down, pag sinabi mong 8 hours, may lunch break, may merienda, may yosi break, mga ganyan. So, when you're actually working for us, what we will beg you to do or train you to do is to work at least 6 core hours.
Oh,
6.
6.
Realistically, parang, please don't do anything else. Stop checking your Facebook for
Mm-hmm.
6 hours in a day.
6 hours. Oo nga naman.
6 hours.
Nice. Ang ganda nun dahil core hours at least, 'di ba?
Core
Na
hours.
uninterrupted work. Work naman din talaga. I mean, that comes
Mhm.
with create kasi ano to ita-translate ko sa ating mga non or sa mga traditional. Kasi part ng trabaho is art, meaning
Mhm.
part din yung tama ba if I'm correct me if I'm wrong. Part din ng binabayaran sa employee ang creative juices na pinupour,
Yes.
'di ba?
Yeah, definitely. Mhm.
Kahit na nakatanga siya sa PC, if it's not Facebook and it's not something else, it's work PC,
Mhm.
di ba? Tama, pinabayaran pa rin sila doon because, I mean, that's part of the work. Yun ang
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
When you're meeting with other team members, that's part of work.
Yeah,
Di
ayun
ba?
pa. Oh. Meeting pa lang pala, no?
Meeting, yeah, it's
And
part of work.
nice. Well, ang ganda nun dahil for those people who don't really have the or who has the knowledge lang sa mainly sa services, yun kasi
Mhm.
ang nakagis na nating lahat 'di ba? So yan, part ng ng creatives if I may say,
Mhm.
yung pag-iisip din. So yan yung isa sa mga binabayaran dito. Pag nasa Facebook, baka nagre-research. I don't know. All right.
Well, posible,
Uh,
posible. That's possible.
pwede, di
Yeah.
ba?
Oh.
Next, yung 13 sa inyo ba? Na this is
Hindi.
different, di
Sa
ba?
amin yun.
Hindi,
That's
hindi sa
different.
kanya. Yep.
Right.
I know the team, so PM nyo ako kung gusto nyo malaman. I'm just kidding. Yes. Yeah, we have friends sa Netflix. Yan. But yes, thank you so much. Yun, we've talked about a lot, really. Just a few things na lang siguro. As parting words, we've gone over an hour, but
Mhm.
just parting words. Can you tell us more about getting into the business? I know it's a very big business right now, but if you may go back na lang din, tell us more about how to start with a business, and tips sa mga gustong pumasok sa graphic design, may it be a freelancer,
Mhm.
or wants to get employed by a big company like Synergy 88. Yeah, can you give us tips, please?
The best tip is, back in the day, during your parents' time, when you said that your child was an artist, everybody says, "Oh, so your child is poor." The world
Mm,
has changed now. With the age of digital, computer graphics arts has never been in demand as it is today.
mhm,
So you have to, if you're imagining what kind of businesses you can consider for yourself, if you're really on that artistic or creative side, please
mhm,
take a look at digital creative arts. Obviously, it starts with very, very solid foundations. And as we said earlier, it starts with drawings. Again, this is a low value skill back in the day as a Filipino. Now, as we have learned to embrace the world of digital entertainment, we now come into an industry that is bigger than most people can imagine. Games, video games for 2021 is prospected to be at least $190 billion industry
mhm.
worldwide. And
Oof.
sadly, and this is just
Mhm.
video games, not even talking about animation.
Animation.
And
Yeah.
sadly, we have less than 1% of that going to our country. But imagine how big that pie is. So
Mhm,
this is why people like me are in the video game industry in the
mhm,
Philippines. Again, if you want to learn more about what we do, we actually have an association. I was president of the Game Developers Association of the Philippines for 10 years. I was president. Now I'm chairman. And
mhm,
during this time, we've also been offering a full 4-year baccalaureate degree in game design and development and animation in at least 3 or 4 key schools, the big schools in the Philippines. So, although I said earlier that having a degree is good to have,
mhm,
but there's no replacement for good education. Not everyone is born a genius,
mhm.
so your best bet in investing even for digital creative arts is starting off in a very good school, because now arts has high value, and it's a highly skilled job. It's a highly skilled job. Iba na yung panahon ngayon.
Iba
Wala
na,
nang
iba na.
hindi na poor yung anak mong artist ngayon, di
Mhm.
ba? Iba na.
Nice. Iba na. So, at least guys, wag na nating sabing, "Uy, fine arts." Wala na, 'di ba dati, 'di ba?
Fine art.
Minamaliit. Fine arts, uy, wala kang mararating diyan. And kilala mo rin pala si Solon.
Sadly, yes.
So yeah, ang small world talaga, no, geeks unite talaga. But having said that, the Developers Association of the Philippines, guys,
Mhm.
you're the current chairman, tama ba?
Yes, that's correct. Mhm.
Current na chairman. So if you want to learn more, GDAP, which I posted on the comment section,
Mhm.
GDAP sa mga gamers na kagaya namin,
Mhm.
ma-appreciate nyo to if you haven't looked at it. Josh D says, "Wow, ang galing nyo, sir." Nakala nila pati Axie daw, which is not.
Uy, medyo may kasama doon. Oo.
May
Oo.
kasama. Uy, nice.
Oo, syempre naman.
Right.
Oo.
Footprint talaga eh. No? Iba talaga ang Synergy 88. Ang
Mhm.
probinsyano game made by Synergy.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Talaga? Totoo? Synergy din
Yeah.
pala. Wow. Akala ko joke lang to. Yun pala, totoo talaga siya. Sin ang lawak naman pala ng ating portfolio, ladies and gentlemen.
Good
So,
stuff. Yeah.
Ang ganda naman natutuwa ako dahil nabibigla-bigla talaga ako dito. Basta
Mm,
guys, Synergy 88, if you can dream it, they can create it. So
mm,
ang ganda nito. This is really really gold. We know it's a very it's a big company catering to big clients. And if you want to learn more,
mm.
PM nyo well, Facebook sabi nyo Sir
Facebook ng
Alvin.
Synergy. Yeah, sa Facebook ng
Facebook na
Synergy.
Synergy, which I posted on the comment section. Facebook ng Synergy, i-PM nyo lang. Then let
Mhm.
us know if you're interested. Malay mo naman, you can help the team. You can help the team grow. They answer naman. So like it. And congratulations again to our winner, si Samantha Nicole para sa animation guest niya kanina. Congratulations at may nag-PPM sa akin ng mga pre-orders ko. I'm just kidding. But going back, Gears 5 na nga pala. Grabe.
Mm.
So, yeah, there info at synergy88studios.com, or just send them a message here because most
Yes.
of the people are on Facebook anyway. Thank you
Mhm.
so much. James Marvin says, thank you, Chris and Kaysiao. We learned a lot. Ako din, natutuwa ako. I'm really excited when I do these interviews that I learn then that I know that I can apply these things not only in well because wala naman din ako sa business, but I can translate that into my own perspective, into my own venture, my
Mhm.
own business, which in my case is hosting and magic. And guys, I know that you have learned a lot then from Sir Alvin and Synergy 88. So thank you so much, Sir Alvin. Um, we really learned a lot. Thank you, sir. And Synergy 888. Feeling ko Chinese tong si Sir Josh. It's Synergy 88 lang, not 888. Synergy
Uh,
888 is 888 is a mall, di ba?
it is.
um, it is. But yeah, thank you so much. Ang
Thank you for
dami.
having me.
Yeah, what we've learned from you is gold, especially if I
Mhm.
may have a takeaway. Yung global language, it's underutilized. So
Yeah.
speak what their language is, which is English. Yan. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid to say no. Yun ang common ano natin, o handicap natin as Filipinos.
Mhm.
So guys, kung di nyo kaya, wag talaga. I mean, pwede naman kayo humindi. Meron kayong
May next time
makukuhang
pa naman
client.
eh. May
May
next
next
time
time
pa
pa
naman.
naman. Meron
Mhm.
kang meron kang client na mahihit pa ng skill set mo until you level
Mhm.
up your skill set. So don't be
Mhm.
afraid na hindi kayo mawawalan. And again, thank you. This has been very, very fruitful. It is also an adhesive that Ronald Lee sells. um, he does. Siya yung ano,
I'll take his
friendly,
word
ano,
for it.
yeah. Yun, and that's his business, by the way. Again, we can't thank you enough. This has been gold. Most of the people don't really have much experience on this, and with your experience, with what you've shared, I know that we're gonna treasure it a lot. Until next time. And
Mhm.
and guys, again, Lyka, if you haven't downloaded it yet, please follow kaysiao.com on Lyka. Ito yung aming account, kaysiao.com. Yan. Magkakaroon kayo ng Lyka gems. Well, if you don't know, Lyka, it's a platform for where you can earn gems that is convertible to cash, so that you can use on stores and restaurants and establishments, that you can convert that accordingly. Check nyo lang yung website ng Lyka, and download nyo so you can learn more. You're gonna have fun. Post your pictures and share your life. It's a social media platform where you can earn money. All right.
Okay.
So again, thank you so much, Sir Alvin, on behalf of Kaysiao. This has been great. Again, this is Chris Lina along with the Alvin Huban. Ngayon naalala na kita lalo dahil nakita kita with Solon. Um, anyway, the Alvin Huban, from Synergy 888. So see you guys next time. Next
Okay.
month, we're going to announce our next business. So if you want to get to know your business on a different level, have PM us at kaishaoph@gmail.com. Right. See you guys next time. Paalam.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.